And of course 10 days ago the FA Cup draw at Southend again, which set up tonight's clash. There is quite a contrast between the two clubs, but not as you might think. Canvey Island, though part-timers, settled and very successful in the 12th season under the control of Jeff King. But Southend United, on the other hand, have an air of real uncertainty about them, not least wondering about who will be their new manager. And their league position, of course, is a real cause for concern. So these two local rivals clash tonight. A place in the second round of the FA Cup is up for grabs here. It's live right after the break. As a player and a manager takes charge of Southend for a fourth game in this, his fourth spell in charge of the Shrimpers, and he says quite definitely it will be his last. I'm sure he was joking, but he said if we were 4-0 up with 10 minutes to go, he'll be out of the ground and moving back to his business life.
4-0 down to be on the ground as well, Martin.
Well, these are the top two for Canvey Island. Neil Gregory with the captain's armband, and Lee Boylan, who've been scoring goals aplenty in a partnership that's into its third season here. And Canvey Island attacking the estuary end of the ground. Steve Ward. Jamie Stuart back in the team at left back for Southend today. Here's Jim Corbett. And Mark Gower, who scored after 90 seconds in the first meeting, is well forward here looking for Tez Bramble with the cross. Trevor Kettle is the referee again, as he was in that first meeting. He's a squadron leader in the RAF, and he'll be out to make sure that no one gets their wings clipped illegally here in the FA Cup.
Well, the start's very...
Flips over the header.
It's Ben Chenery, it's a decent header as well. And it's just heading towards the top, and not too difficult, but you've got to see it out.
Minton's try again, this time Chenery and Dave Theobald coming from deeper position. Chenery's made his run towards the near post now. And Gregory's in the thick of it, comes back out to Minton again. And this time it's Tez Bramble who's going to get at the very least a ticking off the tackle.
Well, it's a scissor challenge. Watch the left and the right. They go and try and close it between the two of them. There's one comes in, the other one comes in there, and that's what the referee's saying. Okay, you missed it with your left, but you don't bring your right one in.
Well, they're looking at a little vulnerable, the Division 3 side. A series of set pieces for Canvey Island. Minton again, and very vulnerable to Boylan.
Well, how on earth can you allow a ball to come that close in inside the 6-yard box is ridiculous. And David Webb, an ex-centre-half himself, and someone who knows about that position, the goalkeeper who you've just on there, Darren Flahavan, you are inviting trouble, because it makes it so simple. Just look how deep this goes in. Maybe it's 2 yards out. You're looking at your goalkeeper. Take responsibility. Come on. Having said that, let's give the lad his credit. He's got there, he's in a position, and he puts it away. 1-0.
Lee Boylan, 19th game of the season, 18th goal of the season. But really, the weakness in Flahavan's game was apparent there. He is, as I say, very agile, but he's not going to stop headers from that range if he's not going to come and try and deal with the original ball.
Well, he'll be looking at his centre-half.
Certainty in Midgley's game. Smith with the free kick. Jay Smith looking to Gower on the right-hand side. Here's Jamie Stuart. Now Jenkins. Maher. Hesitation between Midgley and Steve Ward, and it nicks off Ward, and it's a corner that maybe he feels was conceded a little unnecessarily.
To be fair to him, it just bounced in front of him, Martin, which made it more difficult for him to stick it out of play.
There's a real danger in the air, and they look for him, and he comes in with the header. And the touch was from Bramble, and Cort and Bramble, the lesser brothers, if you like, to Carl Cort and Titus Bramble. They've made their mark here in the FA Cup, and it's 1-1.
Well, you call this, Martin, what a leap this is. He gets it right in his stride. He's up, he's got those neck muscles going and ready, and he powers it down. And Bramble has watched him, watched his position. You can see he's not took his eye off the ball, and then he pops it in.
Well, it was 1-1 pretty early in the first game, even earlier than it is here, with the match just past the halfway mark in the first half. But Southend, having been on the receiving end, are level. And, 2 or 3 footballers on the pitch in the last couple of minutes. Minton, Kennedy. That's a bit of Ward here. Now there's maybe some space. Certainly Jenkins sensed where that space was, but the pass didn't pick him out. It was a touch on by Kennedy, and it's Minton, the goalkeeper's committed. Can Jeff Minton fire it in? It took a bit of doing, but he's certainly done it. Flahavan committed. Minton skipped away, and Canvey Island are back in front.
Absolutely fabulous from Jeff Minton. Not the finish, because that was exquisite. It's the run, because he's gambled when everybody else has stood still. As soon as that flick on goes there, he's on his way. Not a chance of the centre-back getting towards it. The goalkeeper's position is the one you would query, because he's on the edge of the box, but he comes out. He's not got enough pace to get there. Minton then nicks it round him, and then you've got to be cool, you've got to be confident. Is it my strongest side? Do I need to hit it firm? Will I place it into the back of the net? And all those questions were answered when it went in there.
Well, a half that started well and finished well for Canvey Island in the early minutes. It was Lee Boylan who gave them the lead, and Jeff Minton made it 2-1 after Tez Bramble had touched the ball in for a Southend equaliser. Southend have also hit the frame of the Canvey goal on a couple of occasions. It's been typical cup tie stuff, but at half-time here, the non-league club lead the Division 3 strugglers by 2-1. Do not forget the local rivalry here. So Southend will probably be feeling a little annoyed to be 2-1 down. They were looking like the side more likely to get the third goal of the game. But Jeff Minton got it in tremendous fashion. Smith. Oh my goodness, what a start to the second half from Jay Smith. That's a super goal for Southend United.
Oh, Jay Smith will not hit a better ball than this. The referee played a magnificent part in this, because he could have blown for the free kick. Just watch there. It's Ty Gooden. There you are. Carry on, Jay. And then the thumping shot just catches it really well. And the goalkeeper thinks, well, I've got this covered. But the pace and the power and the direction takes it right into that far corner and leaves him with absolutely no chance.
That's a great start for Southend to the second half, when I'm sure David Webb would be saying, don't let them get the next goal in this game, because that would take them out of sight, really. Well, he's seen plenty in the FA Cup. Inside 20 seconds, though, a goal at the start of the second half. I guess he hasn't seen too many of those.
Get the clearances rather than it just bouncing up in the air, and could eventually fall to somebody from Southend.
Warren's still full of running. Warren's got to be careful. And Mark Warren's in trouble here. Second yellow for him.
Well, that's just stupid, Martin. David Webb would be so annoyed with him. Why have you done this? What on earth do you bring your hand into play for? There is no reason for you to do that. Where's he going? Where's Boylan going? There's people inside you. You should be clever enough to not get involved in situations like that. There we are. Now watch the left arm, just comes across and drags him down. Referee with no choice whatsoever. You've got to go, mate.
Southend United are down to 10 men. With so many yellows, it wasn't a difficult scenario to call, really. But as you say, Chris, really the referee given no choice.
None at all. None at all. People further forward are just keeping their shape.
Cort just holds up for Corbett. Smith, yes, for the team with 10 men, and for David Webb, his last few seconds maybe as manager of Southend United.
Well, this lad has been special in the second half, and this is a special goal. Get back in, he's saying. Get back in, just sit in there. But this is a finish out of the top draw. He just guides this with the side of his foot into the top of the corner. Corbett does really well initially, lays it back to him, and just watch this. The poise, the direction, the position, the goalkeeper's not in too bad a position, but no way could he be expected this. But look at that, take some of that, because the more it drifts in the air, it's going to pick up pace and fly into the back of the net.
Well, seconds at the start of the second half, and we're dealing in seconds at the end of the second half. 2 goals for Jay Smith. It's gone from 2-1 to Canvey to 3-2 to Southend through the efforts of this young fella. It's a goal kick. And the look on Jeff King's face, in such a contrast to Dave Webb, all animation. There's a look of maybe a manager resigned to his team's fate. Maybe they were, Chris, thinking too much about extra time and using the man advantage. And the team with 10 men have produced a really dramatic FA Cup moment here. And it's won them the game. Dave Webb is a winner again in the FA Cup, maybe for the last time. He doesn't expect to still be around come the second round when Southend United are at home to Lincoln City. And Jay Smith makes the headlines here. And even though the league club have beaten the part-timers, it does feel like something of an FA Cup surprise. Southend struggling in Division 3, surrounded by uncertainty over the identity of a new manager, held at home by a very successful non-league club. It seemed set up for Canvey Island tonight. In the end, it was set up for Jay Smith. Chris Kamara, final thoughts.
Fantastic game, Martin. It's cruel, the FA Cup sometimes. When Southend were on top, Canvey scored the goal, and Southend were reduced to 10 men. Canvey suffered. What a finish from that lad. Special player, special performance tonight from Jay Smith. He was outstanding in that second half, and that second goal of his was superb. The first one was brilliant, and that one was even better.
Special game and a very special finish. Canvey Island 2, Southend United 3.